Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Always a pleasure to be back.
So today we're taking a look at the Future Tech Wise blog, and they have this really interesting idea that even with all the daily grind and the challenges we face, life is actually full of these wonderful little moments.
Yeah.
But we tend to overlook them.
Hmm.
So our goal in this deep dive is to help you, the listener, get better at, recognizing those moments and really savoring them to add some more positivity to your everyday experience.
I think one of the most fascinating things that the blog points out right off the bat is just how often we're living outside the present moment.
Oh, for sure.
We're either dwelling on the past, rehashing old stuff, or we're anxious about the future.
Yeah.
Always kind of somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like our minds have this constant rewind and fast forward button, but the blog really emphasizes that true happiness, genuine happiness is found in the here and now.
Right.
And they specifically talk about gratitude and mindfulness.
Yeah.
So gratitude meaning, really appreciating what is, and mindfulness meaning, paying attention on purpose to what's happening right now. But, I think for a lot of us, our minds just naturally wander.
Yeah.
So how do we even start to become more present?
That is the question, isn't it? And, the blog makes this point that so often we associate joy with these like huge milestones, like a big promotion at work or a vacation or something really major. But they suggest that, if we kind of shift our focus and look a little closer, there's this other type of joy,
Yeah.
a much more meaningful joy that's woven into the simple everyday experiences of life.
I love that. And they give these examples that I think we can all relate to,
Yeah.
like, just the comfort of a warm drink on a cold day or a smile from a stranger, or even just like the rhythm of the ocean.
So true.
And I think it really makes you think about your own day and all those little things that might have brought a flicker of joy, but you didn't really, stop to savor it.
Totally.
So I'm curious, for you, what are some of those little things that bring you joy that you might just kind of normally like breeze past?
That's a good question. I think for me, one is that first sip of coffee in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's such a ritual, but like really paying attention to that taste and the warmth.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a small thing, but it really does set a good tone. What about you?
Oh, that's such a good one. I think for me it's like when I'm walking my dog in the morning and she stops to like smell something.
Yeah.
And she gets this look on her face of like pure bliss. It's so contagious.
It's those simple things.
Yeah.
And the blog goes on to talk about, even when things are tough, and obviously we all go through difficult times, they make this really powerful point that even in those moments of darkness, hope and beauty aren't completely gone.
Yeah, it's like those sparks of light that can still be found even in the midst of, really hard stuff. And they bring up some great examples.
Yeah.
Like, the support of friends. Yeah.
Or that inner strength that sometimes we surprise even ourselves with. And even the fact that we can learn and grow from challenges.
Exactly.
So it's a nice reminder that even in difficulty, there are these pockets of positivity if we're looking for them.
Absolutely. And, here's a really key takeaway that I think the blog drives home, which is that happiness isn't just something that happens to us passively. It's not just luck. It's actually an active choice.
Oh, I love
That skill that we can cultivate over time.
Yeah, so it's encouraging, right, that we actually have some agency in how happy we are.
Exactly.
And the blog is very clear that they're not saying, like, pretend the problems don't exist.
Right.
It's more about, we have this choice to focus on the good.
Yeah, consciously directing our attention to the good things that are happening every day, no matter what else is going on.
Exactly. And to make this all a little more tangible for you, the listener, the blog actually breaks down these wonderful moments into a few different categories. I love that they do that because it's helpful to have something concrete to look for.
Yeah, it's not just this vague idea of be happy.
Right.
So first they talk about simple pleasures.
Mm-hmm.
So think things like the smell of rain, a good hug, that perfect bite of food,
Oh, yeah.
or getting totally lost in a really captivating book.
Love it.
Then they have personal achievements.
Okay.
So this could be like finally mastering a new skill or making some progress on a goal that you've set for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
any sense of accomplishment, really, no matter how small.
Absolutely. And then there's connections with others.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, so this could be like having a truly meaningful conversation with someone,
Yeah.
or witnessing an act of kindness, or being the one to offer it, or just feeling supported and loved by the people in your life.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, what else do they have?
So they also have a category for nature's beauty, which, we don't always stop to appreciate, but it's often all around us. So think like a stunning sunset,
Oh, yeah.
or the sound of birds singing in the morning, or that first, fresh breeze of the day.
Hmm.
And then finally, they talk about personal growth, which I think is so important.
Yeah, that's good.
And this is about those moments where you overcome some kind of obstacle, or you see things from a new perspective, or you just make a positive change in your life.
Wow, it really does cover a lot of ground,
It does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, as you're listening, think about, which of these categories really resonate with you or which ones you maybe tend to overlook.
Yeah, it's good to be mindful of that.
Because I think the blog's central message is that, life really is just a series of these fleeting moments.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the power to choose, which ones we really focus on and appreciate.
I think that's so powerful, that idea that we have the choice.
Yeah.
And even when, things feel overwhelming or like there's not much to be happy about, as the blog reminds us, there are always these reasons for joy.
Right.
These moments worth celebrating, and beauty waiting to be acknowledged, even in the tough times.
So here's a thought-provoking question for you to consider as we wrap up. Think about all the types of wonderful moments that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Those simple joys, the small wins, the connections with others, the beauty in the world around you. What's one small positive moment that might have just slipped by unnoticed for you recently?
Mm-hmm.
And how might, intentionally recognizing that moment, even now as you're listening, how might that subtly shift your perspective, even just today?
It's a great question.
Yeah, so go out and look for those moments, everyone, and thanks for diving deep with us.
Thanks for having me.